Hi everyone, Dr. Victoria Skirbo here, speaking to you from the Seeds of Transformation Healing Center in Wareham, Massachusetts. And I want to do a reading on the Republicans. Today is the 21st of May, 2019. And I'm doing a reading on the Republicans just to see where they're at in their relationship with Donald Trump. Just kind of where they're at. There was a congressman who brought up the issue of impeachment, a Republican, and of course Trump is losing his mind and attacking him. And who knows if it's a plant, if this guy really feels that way. You can't really trust. It's gotten to the point where you feel like you can't trust anything you hear. Quite frankly, which is exactly the way Trump likes it, right? So he's winning in that respect. Although we always have to keep in mind that everybody has a stake in the game here, and I think the idea that this is about working for the common good of people is a little bit naive at this point. I'm not saying that there aren't people out there that are doing that, but it's not the Republicans. Okay, so I'm gonna cut these cards, and we will see. All right, Republicans as of May 21st, 2019. Okay, we have the Five of Swords here. Okay, so this is dirty dealing, unfair practices. This is the card of cruelty, actually. And so we have a lot of cruelty with the energy of the Republicans. A lot of cruelty towards women, children, immigrants, immigrant children. It's really it's a reign of terror in a way. There's all this whole war on terror. There is a thought that what you fight against, you become. And so we don't want to do that. So instead of fighting against terror and we become terror, like we seem to have done in this country, we have to fight for what it is that we want, not what it is that we don't want, right? Okay, let's see what's crossing the reign of terror. Okay, we have the Nine of Wands here crossing this card. I think there's a certain battle weariness among people. I think that it's very possible that guy, a Bass or a Mash, I'm sorry, I don't know his name, did say something. This may be a genuine thing for him. May not have been a setup to push the whole impeachment thing, because I think Trump wants them to impeach or push towards impeachment so that he can act to the victim and have everybody feel sorry for him. And he's like, they're not going to get me. They've been trying to get me since the beginning. Right? I mean, at the root of it, justice. So justice is at the root. It's very possible that they are concerned that their dirty tricks are going to be exposed. Wouldn't that be great? Oh, that would be great. See what's in the past. Okay, we have the Hierophant. This is government, being the head of. They had the power. They had the power. They had all the power, quite honestly, right? They had the House. It's interesting. They had all the power. The House was Republican. The president was Republican. The Senate was Republican. They got very little done because Donald Trump is a crazy person. And now very little is getting done because Donald Trump is crazy like a fox person. Let's see what's in the sky. Yeah, well, the devil. Yeah, isn't that the truth? So the fact that it's up in the sky says to me that it's very possible that their evil and dark connections, the dark money, the greed, all the avarice is going to be seen. It's like out in the open and evident. It's evident. It's evident to me. Of course, I'm I've been a Democrat my whole life, and I'm liberal, and I'm an empath. Of course, I'm going to think these people are terrible. I mean, I've sort of always thought that, but there was a veneer. That veneer is gone. The veneer is gone. Um, let's see what's in the immediate future. Oh wow! See, now this is interesting because Trump's cards weren't that bad, but the Republicans are terrible. Terrible at the end of something. The end of something. Okay, I like that. I have to say. How it's seen from the outside. Heartbreak. You know, I say the Republicans are evil, but my parents were Republicans when I was growing up. You know, I have family members that are Republicans. I have colleagues that have been Republicans. They're all very nice people. I would trust my life with them. I wouldn't trust the vote necessarily, but I trust my life with them. And um, this is heartbreaking for those people who really believe in the tenets of the Republican Party. This has got to be a heartbreaking experience for them, and so it is. And you know, it's money, man. It's greed. It's this is it. See, it's the dark money. It's always sort of been there, but it's there so evidently, and it's in the stars. We have Pluto and Saturn conjunct the south node of the moon. All the past abuses of power, all the money, all the darkness, all the Capricorn. And it's in Capricorn. This is a Capricorn card. It's not to say that Capricorn is dark. It doesn't mean that. But this is the card associated with Capricorn, and this is the shadow of Capricorn. That heartless, feelingless search and seeking out for power. And you don't care who you take down with you, and you don't care who suffers. Game of Thrones fans can understand this, right? I won't say what it is because I don't want to spoil anybody if they haven't seen it yet. But there was in the second to the last episode, there was a shift of one of the characters, and went to the dark side, and this is the dark side. Okay. Um, the domestic situation for the okay, for the Republicans. It's interesting. We get the Queen of um of Wands. I see this often as Nancy Pelosi. So it's possible that Nancy Pelosi is their worst enemy, or it's possible that Nancy Pelosi is being a little gentler on them than some other people would be. But I have a feeling she's got the long game. She's got the long game in her sights. Maybe I'll do a reading on Nancy Pelosi. I think I will. Um, hopes and fears. This is the victory card, the Six of Wands. So of course they're hoping for victory. And then the outcome card. We have the Lover's card. The Lover's card is about choice, and so they'll be held responsible for their choices. Let's see what's underneath. The Alchemist. This is the Magician. It's interesting because the Magician card is somebody who knows how to concentrate their energy to create their reality. Okay, and it's a one. I feel as though as soon as I saw this card, it reminded me of the Puppet Master. There is a bigger picture. There is somebody pulling the strings. Is it the Koch brothers? Is it Rupert Murdoch? Is it the Illuminati? I don't know, whoever those, the super duper rich, the Lizzies. I don't know. But There is a higher, there is somebody manipulating this, and I feel as though um, it is dark. It is dark. I'm not, I know it's like good versus evil and all that stuff. As far as I can see, and I'm not a great, what do you call it, history. I mean, I know some history. I wouldn't say I'm an expert at it. But it seems oftentimes that as much as we aspire to goodness, evil does prevail quite a bit. And part of that evil is because the people who are in charge know how to work the dark forces, the lower, denser forces. And I feel as though um, this begs the question, right? The question I think that I brought up either in this reading or the last reading. I don't know. They're all up in the sky for me. I apologize for not having a linear thought in my head. Um, but it feels like this has to be dealt with at a higher level than the level most of us are dealing with it. You know what I mean? Like this, it's necessary that we vote. It's necessary that we march for women's rights and we work against that stuff. That's all very necessary. But there's also another part of it where we have to be working at higher vibrational levels somehow to really make a difference. To really make a difference. And to have it be, I think what it feels like to me is there are times when darkness is larger, and then there are times when light is brighter. But there has to be a way of raising it all up a little bit more, so it's not as awful. I don't know if I'm making any sense to anybody, and so if I am, I'm making sense, right? Wow. If I'm not, my apologies. All right. Yeah, I'm feeling very I don't know, the energy is very erratic right now. Could be all the Gemini. Oops. Yes, it is. Ace of Cups. Could be all the Gemini. Um, I I'm not so good with Gemini. I'm much better in Taurus when the sun's in Taurus, quite frankly. Gemini sometimes makes my head spin. I used to date a Gemini, and I loved him very much. He was a very sweet guy, a good-hearted guy, and all. But he made my head spin. After a while, I had to give it up. It's just this isn't going to work for me. Yeah, I needed somebody less dual. I needed somebody with more like pinpoint focus. So I married an Aries. All right. Now we're doing it on the Democrats. Let's see the state of the Democrats. I'm almost afraid to look. Oh, and there we go. The Democrats. All these. This was the crossing card, right? To the other ones. So the crossing card were the Democrats. The Democrats are coming down hard on the Republicans and holding them responsible. And here we are fighting yet another battle. Let's see the crossing card. Okay, we have the King of Cups. This is what's working against us. What's working against us is Trump. This is Trump and his egomaniacal self. This is also Putin. Okay, this is also Putin. The manipulator of emotions. Those people trying to manipulate the emotions of the people. Let's see what's at the root. Okay, we have the Princess of Pentacles. This says to me steps are being taken, especially around the money. And it's like step by step. So it's a princess or a page, so it's in the beginning stages. So I would say that the Democrats are building the case. They're building a case, and I think the first couple of stepping stones are going to be the financial stepping stones. And we have the Empress here in the past. I really feel like women are much better represented through the Democrats, and there's a strength in that. There's a strength in that, and I think that it will come to bear fruit. But in the past, we have the energy of the feminine. Okay, let's see what's in the sky. Okay, and so they have to move and they have to utilize their intuition because there's a lot of it's almost like there's a lot of landmines that have been set, and so they just have to be very, very careful about how they step, where they step, because the wrong step can end up hurting them more than helping them. And so there's a certain amount of intuition that needs to be followed here. This woman can't see where she's going. She's got a blindfold on, but she can utilize her intuition. She can walk the path of the water, and that can get her out of this mess. Um, yeah, so they have to, and therein lies that whole idea of something higher, something more spiritual, that needs to take precedence. And I feel as though they have that. It's not like that's missing necessarily, but I think sometimes we can get caught up in the mind too much and not the aspirational side. Hmm. Okay, we have the immediate future. We have the Ten of Pentacles. I believe this, to a certain extent, this could be the money coming into the candidates who want to see change. See as in SEE, not see change as in SEA. But either way, um, oh crap, sorry. This could also be financially, I think the Democrats are in a good place, but this could also be this is about family money, and this could be exposing the whole Trump family money thing. Okay, let's see how it's seen from the outside. Yeah, so we have the five of Pentacles here. This is sort of being left out in the cold, being left out in the cold. The domestic situation. Okay, we have the High Priestess. The High Priestess is about a secrets coming out, secrets being exposed. This is also another feminine card here. See, we have the two most powerful feminine cards in the deck. So this could very well be the women's movement and this whole attack on abortion rights and such. It's sort of raising up the people to they're going to get more women on their side, even Republican women, if this stuff continues. Only the crazy religious people who hate women, I guess, the women who hate themselves, or who want to be taken care of by men, are going to be on that side, on the other side, that this is all a good idea. Hopes and fears. I think this is the hope that all the dirty deeds will come out of the Republicans. And okay, judgment. So this is a good card. That means that judgment will come down. This is people are waking up, and the Democratic Party is waking up, and they're blowing the horn as much as the horn's getting blown on them. And we have the choice card again. Isn't that interesting? And so the choices that they make are going to be very important. And so they need to be very careful about what they're doing. But ultimately, if they are moving, if the choices they are making are choices because for the good, as opposed to evil intention, which was the choice on the Republican side, because we got the devil card up at top, right? Then and then we had the manipulator underneath. So this is underneath. This is the good choices will prevail. And so I do feel in this case that it will prevail. The good will prevail, even though I said most of the time it doesn't. But it's a different age, and we have different understanding of energy now and different capacity to a certain extent. So I'm going to stop this because it's 20 minutes already. And I am going to ask that question about what do we know from on a spiritual level? What do we need to be aware of? And we'll see what comes up with that. So I will see you shortly. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye. Oh, later or whenever I get to it. Okay, bye.